All right, what's up, guys? Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Plug Talk. We're going to be talking college basketball, NBA, and the NFL today. Pretty excited, man. All late games, so we got plenty of time. We got plenty of time to figure out what we're going to do and where we're going to put our money. Even though I already kind of got it figured out for myself. All my plays are already posted. All my plays are already out, except for the free plays, which I'm going to pick on the show. But when it comes to VIP plays and where my big bets are going, they've been dropped since like 3 o'clock. Today's card was easy for me. Today's card was really easy for me. I think I'm seeing the board really well. I picked out some really good games for y'all. I mean, I think it's going to be another good night. I mean, we've been on fire. So I'm hoping it's going to be another good night, man. What's up, James? Appreciate you being here, bro. Yeah, I'm doing better, man. I feel better. I mean, I still got a sore throat and shit, and it's all in my chest still, but I'm actually able to talk and sound like myself a little bit. So I'm feeling a little better, man. I'm getting there. I'm hoping by Wednesday I should be 100%. I appreciate you asking. All right, so you guys already know what to do. If you guys can, retweet, send it out, let people know we're live. As soon as we get a few more people in here, I'm gonna get started. There's a post on X. If you guys run that up to 20 retweets on that post, I'm gonna drop uh my play of the day, my VIP play of the day for free. Uh on Twitter, in the show, and obviously in my Discord. So all you guys got to do is get the post up to 20. You'll see it right on my timeline. So it's the post for this stream. So if that hits 20, I'll drop my play of the day. It's an NFL prop. And if you guys know, you know, but we've been really hot. I do have a couple NBA props for y'all today. I do have a couple NFL props for y'all today. Um, yeah, and obviously college basketball we're going to talk about. It's been good, man. We've been on fire. Yesterday we hit I gave you guys Shakir anytime touchdown yesterday. That was an easy hit. If you guys cashed that, it was a plus 185. I actually parlayed him. I parlayed Shakir with AJ Brown for a plus 680 and gave it to the Discord for free, and that cashed. So that was a really good payer right there. Sadly, I don't bet big on lottos, so I only put $2 on it. Scared fucking money. And I only won 15 bucks, but still, man, I know other people are not really uh other people like to bet lottos big. I don't. I rather bet, I rather put like 80 bucks on a straight bet and then, have fun with my lottos and my free picks. But I know there's someone who cashed really big on it. They showed me they sent me a ticket. They won like 800 bucks on it, which was really good to see. So someone did cash pretty big on that parlay yesterday. So I was happy to see that. Jordan Fantic says Aaron Jones anytime touchdown. I mean, yeah. I I mean, I want to try to find some value here. I mean, I don't even know. Let me see. I mean, did he though? Minus 125. I mean, I like it. I mean, he's been on fire, so I don't see why not. For the Aaron Jones anytime touchdown. I mean, it's the most likely here. I think him or who else they got on the Vikings? Swift. Yeah, DeAndre Swift is probably a good one, right? I know a lot of people looking at Addison tonight. I know a lot of people are looking at Addison tonight. Uh, I don't know, man. I just don't know how much I don't know, man. We'll get to the NFL and we'll talk about it. I do think that's a good look. I think Aaron Jones, if you're going to take him, man, I would really roll the dice on like a first touchdown or something like that, just to try to get some value out of it. But Aaron Jones touchdown at a minus 125 is not terrible because I could definitely see it in a game like this. It's going to be, I think, more of like the regular guys who score in this game if there is going to be any scoring at all. I am worried about the total there. I don't think there's going to be much scoring in that game, but we'll see. We'll talk about it when we get to it. All right, so we got quite a few people in here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, if you guys go on the Twitter, you guys will find the post on my page. If you get it up to 20 retweets, by the end of the show, I'm going to drop my NFL play of the day. It's a VIP play as well. So make sure you guys go and retweet that post. All right, let's get started. We got Wofford. Let's start this off. We got Wofford taking on College of Charleston. All right, so it looks like Wofford is getting 6 points in this game. It looks like Charleston is laying 6 points here. We got a total of a 148.5. It's slightly favored to the under. Charleston is a big favorite in this game. I think it's too many points. I like Walford here. I actually like Walford a lot, to be honest with you. It's not a VIP play, and I did not bet this game. But, I mean, Kyle Charleston, they have played well coming into this game. Don't get me wrong, but I like Walford's offense. They've actually been surprising. And against a defense like you know, College of Charleston, which is they're giving up what 300. They're giving up 79 points per game, 313th in the country according to KenPom. But College of Charleston, we know they have that offense, right? Their offense has been absolute electric. They're top 100 offense in the nation, where you got Walford, who is also, not terrible. I mean, when it comes to their offense is, ranked really low, but they're not bad at all. I do like the over a lot in this game. I think the over is probably the best way to go. It opened up at a 147. It's now only sitting at a 148.5. So I like Wofford here with the points, but I think the safer play is probably the over. You got two offenses that can score 80 points in this game, no problem. And you got two defenses that are ranked in the top 250s. So two bad defenses, two good offenses. I like the over here a lot. Look for College of Charleston. They're going to have trouble. They're going to have trouble stopping AJ Smith. He's been having a huge year. And he just kind of popped out of nowhere and been balling crazy. So, I think that's where Walford's going to look to try to stop him. But again, Walford has Corey Tripp, so I doubt they're going to cancel each other out when it comes to defense. But they got they're two players right there that can literally just go shot for shot with each other. So I definitely like the over in this game, and I lean Walford a tiny bit. Next game, this is actually my dog of the day. This game right here, we got Cal Baptist playing Middle Tennessee. And we have a lot of there's a lot of games today. It's the WAC and the Conference USA Challenge, right? Kind of like a showcase sort of thing. Well, it's not, it's a challenge. So It's between the WAC and the Conference USA. Um, and there's quite a few of them games on tonight. And this is one of them. So you got Cal Baptist coming in, 5.5 point underdog. You got Middle Tennessee laying 5.5 here. You got a total of a 147.5. Cal Baptist at a plus 190 here on the money line. I like it, man. I think a lot of the WAC teams today are going to win. Like, I kind of lean Grand Canyon, right? We'll talk about that game next. I really like Cal Baptist here. Like, so if you are going to be betting the college basketball today, it's a tough slate. I'm not going to lie. Um, I do think that you should be looking towards the WAC teams in this challenge tonight. I think Conference USA is extremely outmatched when it comes to talent tonight in this challenge. So I like WAC teams tonight. I think they just out talent and outshoot a lot of these Conference USA teams. And Cal Baptist is no exception for me. I believe the wrong team is favored here. And I know it's a lot of points. It's 5.5 points, and I'm saying the wrong team is favored, but I think Cal Baptist is the better team, man. I've been telling you guys, Middle Tennessee has just been overrated, man. Cal Baptist has been covering in their step up games, and that's exactly what I want to look for. Um, we seen Cal Baptist; they were a 13-point dog against San Diego State. They covered that game no problem. SMU. We all know how good SMU is. We've been talking about them this year, right? SMU is a great offensive team, man. Cal Baptist stood their ground, went shot for shot with them boys, only lost by two, and covered the number once again. So, in my opinion, this is a bit of a step down game for Cal Baptist. And I think they're just being simply underrated and undervalued, where Middle Tennessee has been overvalued and overrated all year long. So this is my dog of the day, man. I think Cal Baptist can win this game outright. Give me the plus 190 on the money line, and we're going to take the plus 5.5 here. I like Cal Baptist a lot tonight. It's one of my better plays of the day in college basketball. But remember, like I said, man, go a little light on college tonight. These games are not easy tonight. All right, these games are pretty tough. All right, next game, Grand Canyon. We got Grand Canyon taking on La Tech. So we got Louisiana Tech here as a 2.5 point dog. Like I said, guys, this is also a part of the WAC and Conference USA Challenge. And we got Grand Canyon coming in as a slight favorite. Uh, you know, they're laying 2.5 points here. We got a total of a 144, minus 142 on the money line. And God, man, it looks so good to take Grand Canyon here just on the money line. Just put a bet in and just watch them beat Louisiana Tech. I mean, it looks so simple. That's what's worrying me. I mean, I can make a million reasons why I want to back Grand Canyon here. It's just the line kind of screams La Tech. Now, La Tech, they have been terrible in their own step up spots this year. I mean, they started off the season, and this is the only reason why I'm giving Grand Canyon in this spot. Okay, because I think it has a lot to do with record, right? When this line comes into play. I think it has a lot to do with how Louisiana Tech started their year. I mean, they started their year, I think they won like 7 straight games, but they played nobody. And then you look when they start now getting towards, getting towards like their step up games, they are getting blown out the water. Like it's not even a competition when they're playing these step up games. um, they played a very weak schedule, and we just seen Grand Canyon cover versus Georgia. We just seen Grand Canyon cover against who the fuck did they just cover against? I can't remember who else they covered against. It was Georgia and someone else. I can't remember who it was, but Grand Canyon's starting to play better. They're starting to kind of come into that team that I expected them to be from the beginning of the year. So I see them starting to step up their game a little bit. It's not a game I'm rushing to the window to bet, but I do think Grand Canyon will pull this off here. It's a small lean on Grand Canyon. The line looks fishy to me. I think a lot of people are going to be on Grand Canyon tonight, and that's what's kind of scaring me off. Now, with me just saying that, the line did just move to a 3. It was a 2.5. It just moved to a 3, and that was another thing I was kind of looking at and waiting for because the line opened up at a 1.5 in favor of Grand Canyon, and it been sitting at a 2.5 all day long. And that's what kind of worried me because I was like, all right, I know a lot of people are going to be on Grand Canyon today, but the line's not moving. But now it's starting to get closer to game time. It just moved to a 3. I'm thinking by tip off, we see about a 3.5, a 4. That's where the line should be. So maybe Grand Canyon is the right move here. I'm going to stick to my guts on this one, and we're going with Grand Canyon on the money line here. But not my favorite play on the board. Next game we got Montana taking on NIU. You guys know how I feel about NIU already. Um, and you know what? I was wrong about them last time. They owe me some money. I'm fading their ass again, bro. I don't care. Montana is getting 10 points in this game. I think that is ridiculous. You got a total of a 146 locked up on both sides. NIU is laying 10 points in this game. I mean, we just faded Northern Iowa against who was it? Omaha in my VIP. I gave fucking Omaha out getting a boatload of points, and they were covering that entire game, man. Omaha was covering the entire game. Ended up losing by 20 in the last 2 minutes. Northern Iowa just took off. I was extremely disappointed in that game because I thought Omaha had a good chance to win that game outright. So, Northern Iowa, man, this is like we talked about last time. This is a team that I think is overrated. All right? I think they're overvalued, overrated, and this is no exception. You got UNI, they are ranked 7th in the nation when it comes to their three-point shooting. They are one of the best three-point shooting teams in the entire country. And, they are very good. They hit their shots at a high clip. But everything else they do is very low quality shots, very ugly shots. If their threes aren't landing, they get cooked. Um, Now they struggle with turnovers. Like I said, they struggle with 2-point jump shots. They struggle with a lot of shit besides shooting the three. Now we see Montana have a terrible record, right? They started off horrible, but look at who they played. They played Oregon. They played Tennessee. They played Utah State. Like, all these games were road games, true road games that they played. So yes, they are going to have a bad losing record, but they're coming into this game super battle tested. And we're getting 10 points with them. We got to remember, man, this Montana team is usually a very strong program in the Big Sky. Normally, they are a top competitor in the Big Sky. And here we are getting 10 points with them against a team like Northern Iowa that has numbers that they just can't sustain. I'm telling you, the other shoe is going to drop really soon for NIU. And I just don't know when we're going to catch it. I'm going to try again tonight, man. I'm going to go ahead and take Montana here with the 10 points. I'm going to take the plus 425 money line because they are going to lose one of these games as a big favorite like this. I'm telling y'all. So I'm going to take the 425 money line here, and I'm going to grab Montana with the 10 points. I just think Northern Iowa cannot sustain their 3-point shooting, and as soon as they have that game where them 3 points aren't landing, they are going to get buried, and they're going to get buried quick, and they're not going to be able to dig themselves out of that hole. So give me Montana here, man. I think Montana is a good enough team to give Northern Iowa fits tonight. All right, next game we got Southern Alabama taking on TCU. This is a really big spread here for TCU, but I don't necessarily think it's out of the question. TCU might not be having the best year. And Southern Alabama actually has a better record than them. Line opened up at 12.5. I mean, this is a tough game, man. It's now at 13.5, so it's moving in favor of TCU, like I would think it would. Totals at a 146, so that don't help us much there. I mean, my opinion is it's a lot of points, right? It's a lot of points. Um, we look at the Horned Frogs; they've been shooting well, but recently they're not putting up points. And to cover this big of a number, I need to know that your offense is on point, right? I mean, we're talking 13.5 points here against the Southern Alabama team that's won 6 of their last 7 games. 3 of them losses came extremely close. I mean, they had a 10-point loss to Ole Miss, right? Which was it. Like, I mean, that was a huge game for them, and I think they were an underdog of 20 in that game or something like that. They were a huge underdog. They only lost by 10. So they have shown us that they were super competitive. Now, in this game, let me see here. Um, Well, they so TCU has put up 70 or more points in 3 straight games. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I think it's too many points. I'm gonna go ahead and rock with South Alabama in this one, but it's not my favorite, man. Be careful with this game. South Alabama has been on a bit of a streak right now. They're running pretty well. TCU, man, we have already seen them. They lost 3 of their last 4 games against teams that aren't even ranked. And that's another thing that kind of worries me here. They're losing outright to teams that are not even AP ranked. So I'm not I'm not going to mess with that one. If I had to pick a play, I'm taking South Alabama with the points, at least early. First half, South Alabama is where I would go personally. All right, so we got Air Force next taking on Northern Colorado. You guys should already know where I'm at in this game. We've been talking about Northern Colorado all year long. This team has been nothing but good to us. Northern Colorado is one of my better call outs that I had this year, to be fair. Because, no one was really talking about Northern Colorado in the beginning of the year, but me. And I told you guys, I was like, we need to watch this team. They're going to be severely underrated this year. And they have been. They have been a great team, man. We've been picking the right spots with them. We've even faded them. We just know this team pretty well. And this looks like a great fucking spot. So you got Northern Colorado here laying 9.5. Now this number, the only thing that made this not hit my VIP was because of the number getting away from us. It was at a 7.5. It's now at a 9.5, which is a big difference. Um, I do think they could win this game by double digits, but the value has really escaped us, I think, right? So, look, we have we like I said, we've been big on Northern Colorado, man. We're going to stick with them here, even though the number kind of got away from us. I still think it's the right move. We kind of fell off in Northern Colorado and I haven't gave them out as much because we knew the regression was going to come, right? Like I said, we even faded them in their last couple. I think in their last game or two, we faded them in one of them spots because we knew the regression was going to come and their schedule was getting harder. Well, here they are coming into this game on a 3-game losing streak, right? And they're playing Air Force, a team that is super predictable. I mean, it is so easy to know how to beat Air Force, and it's because Air Force they shoot threes. It's all they do. I mean, we've seen this from this team for years. All Air Force does is shoot threes. They have zero defense. I mean, no defense at all. Um, does this team hit threes? Yes. Air Force can shoot threes well. But again, if they're not hitting threes, what can they do? Northern Colorado knows how to defend the three pretty well. We've seen it last year. Okay. Northern Colorado actually played Air Force, right? Now we got to remember Northern Colorado was not as good as they are this year, last year, right? So Northern Colorado plays Air Force and wins by 4 points. In that game, right? In that game last year, Air Force hit, let me see, they hit 15 threes. They shot 25 and made 15, Air Force did, and they still lost by 4 points. So you're telling me Northern Colorado is coming in here this year a much better and well organized team against the same Air Force team that loves to put up threes, and they're not going to beat them by 10? There's no way Air Force is hitting 15 threes tonight. No way. And Air Force ain't even as good as they were last year. I mean, they're 3-7. I mean, I'll tell you, this team lives and dies by the three, guys. They live and die by the three. I mean, the defense is horrible. Let me see if I can find what they're ranked here for defense, because I'm telling you, the Falcons are terrible. Let me see. Mm, it's not telling me. It's not telling me what they're giving up. I think Northern Colorado is the way to go. Air Force can't defend a fucking beach ball. So I'm all over it, man. I'm all over Northern Colorado here. This is where we hop back on the train. 'Cause they're coming off of three straight losses. Um, I really do think that this is where Northern Colorado comes in and just balls. So give me Northern Colorado in this one. We're going to lay the 9.5, even though the number did get away from us. I really think Northern Colorado wins this game by 10 plus. I like the Bears. All right, we got Oral Roberts taking on Texas Tech. This was a bit of a hard one for me because it is such a big number, but it is very, very hard for me to fade Texas Tech at home. Texas Tech is a very, very good home team, man. I don't back Texas Tech often this year. I did last year, but not this year. I don't really like the Red Raiders this year. But they are still a very good team, and they're playing Oral Roberts, who no way do they have the offense to keep up with Texas Tech, especially at home. And on top of all that, Oral Roberts has been a big underdog in a lot of their games, and they have yet to cover. I mean, they haven't covered in 4 of their last 5 games. Um and the competition is getting, harder and harder for them, and they're becoming bigger and bigger dogs, and they're just not covering. So it kind of makes me feel good here. I mean, Texas Tech is a team to really pay attention to this time of year, because moving forward, I mean, they have the ability to put up points. Their defense is getting better. I mean, this is what we look for in a tournament team. And Texas Tech, man, I mean, they're not bad. In D1, seventh. They're in seventh when it comes to overall offense in D1. Um, they are fifth in field goal percentage in D1. I mean, they just look good, man. They look good. This is a non-conference game as well. I'm I'm backing them, man. I'm gonna lay the massive amount of points here, and I'm going with let me see here. So at home, Texas Tech they've won their last 37 games against non-conference opponents at home. Oral Roberts is terrible against the Big 12. They've lost their last 14 games against the Big 12, Oral Roberts. I mean, that's just outright wins, though. That's not talking about a 26.5 point spread. When you're laying a 26, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. But I do like Texas Tech here. Their offense is just way too much for Oral Roberts to handle. So all this game comes down to is, does Texas Tech lay off the brakes in the last 5 minutes? That's all this comes down to. They're going to be winning by 25 or more in the last 5 minutes. Do they lay off the brakes? That's the thing, right? So they have the ability to win this game by 30. It's just, do they? I think they can. Maybe you look at it. Let's go see what Texas Tech's team total is. I mean, if they got it anything under like 85, I'll be cool with, but I highly doubt it. Because I think we could see Texas Tech put up probably, 85, 90 tonight, possibly. All right, so we got 87.5. I don't love it, man. I I don't love it. I think it's like right on the money. Honestly, that 87.5 is just way too sharp. It's like right on the money. I mean, do what y'all want with that one. I like Texas Tech here, minus the 26.5. Just lay the points on this one and keep it pushing if you even want to mess with it. All right, last game that we got in college hoops that I want to talk about is the Southern Utah taking on New Mexico State. Then we're going to hit the NBA, and then I want to talk some NFL. All right, so we got Southern Utah getting 5 points here, plus 180. You got New Mexico State laying 5 points here, minus 218. We got a total of a 145 in this game. Again, guys, not my favorite game. Last game of the night, the line opened up at a 5.5. It's now at a 5, so it's moving in favor of the dog a little bit. I kind of like the Thunderbirds here. I mean, I think that Southern Utah is probably the right move. The Aggies are, I mean, they have already their last two meetings against New Mexico, Southern Utah has won. They covered the spread in both of them games as well. I mean, their most recent game, they won 111-76 at home. Um, New Mexico State, man, is they're a tough team to figure out, man. Like, you don't ever know when the Aggies are going to show up and when they're not. Southern Utah is, I personally think Southern Utah is the better offense in this game. They're more consistent. Defensively, I think it's pretty much even here. Let me see what the numbers look like. So they are So Southern Utah is allowing 71 points per game, where New Mexico is allowing 74. So Southern Utah is the better defense as well. New Mexico State is averaging 72 points per game, where you got Southern Utah averaging 78. Um, I mean, both teams are bottom 40 in the nation when it comes to field goal. Both shoot the three pretty well. Both are top 50 in rebounding. The value is all over Southern Utah here, man. I'm gonna take Southern Utah in this one plus the points. But again, not my favorite game. Tonight's college basketball card is extremely tough. But I do like Southern Utah plus the points. It is a straight value play. You got to remember, Southern Utah has not been good against the spread this year. They are, my bad, 4-4, 4-4 against the spread. Where you got the Aggies at 3-6 against the spread. So even Southern Utah is covering the spread better. I mean, why is Southern Utah such an underdog in this game? What am I missing? Is it because New Mexico State's at home? It's got to be. I know it's not the easiest place to play, but it ain't like what it used to be. That's for damn sure. All right. We're sticking with it, man. Give me Southern Utah plus the 5. All right. Let's move to the NBA, guys. Let's move to the NBA. Don't lie, man. Y'all know today's NBA card's tough. It really is, man. There is a couple things I do want to talk about. Obviously, with the NBA, tomorrow is the Cup Championship, right? We got the Cup Championship tomorrow between OKC and the Bucks, so that's going to be fun. I'm writing an article on that game. It will be the featured article on the website tomorrow, so I do have a pick for y'all. I'm not going to give it away on the show tonight, but it will be in the article. Posted tonight. I'll probably post it around like 8 o'clock, like I do every night for the next day. So the article will be posted around 8 o'clock. You guys can find what play I'm on in the Cup Finals. So shout out to OKC and shout out to the Bucks, man. Both making it to the championship there. I also want to give a shout out to the Mavericks last night. If you missed that game, I'm sorry. That's all. I'm sorry. Because yo, that fucking game between the Mavericks and Golden State was awesome, man. So they actually broke a record. They broke an NBA record that no one has ever broke before, which was the most threes ever hit in any NBA game ever played. Yeah, they hit they hit a total of 48 three-pointers, man. Bro, that's nuts. 48 three-pointers in one game. So Golden State, they hit 27 threes. Okay? Dallas hit 21. Luca, bro, he once again, shout out Luca, bro. Shout out Luca, bro. He once again proves why he is the best player in the fucking NBA. My man goes for a triple double, man. 45 points, 11 boards, 13 assists. I mean, they beat the Warriors outright, even though the Warriors hit 27 three-pointers. Man, shout out the Mavs, man. They're just doing big shit. Luca doing big shit. Like, bro, such a good game, man. That was such a good game. So I just wanted to give them their props, man. Shout out the Mavericks, man. Shout out Luca. And what a game, bro. What a game. 48 three-pointers, bro. NBA history, man. Watch that shit. I watched that shit. NBA history. Like that was such a crazy game, bro. Such a crazy game. I mean, Luca, bro. I swear to God, Luca could have hit 50 last night. He really slowed down in the end. Like you could tell, he really just took a break, bro. He could have hit 50 points last night. On God, he could have hit 50 points last night. Like when I'm having a game like that, like bro, they're athletes, man. They are competitors. Like if I'm out there on the floor, right, and I'm having a game like that, wouldn't that push you to not want to slow down? Wouldn't you be thinking to yourself, yo, let me see how high I could really go? I would. Like if I'm sitting at what I say he had 45 points, if I'm sitting at 45 points, I'm like, I'm getting to 50. Like he had like 3 minutes left where he could have got to 50. And he really just pumped the brakes. Like, nah, bro, not me. I'm putting a 50 clip up, bro. I would have not stopped. But I don't know, man. Really good game nonetheless, man. Shout out the Mavericks. Shout out Luca. Just one of the best players I have ever watched in my life. Without a doubt, bro. Without a doubt, Luca is one of the greatest. Last night just showed it again. Why? All right, first game we got. Um, all right, first game we got 7:10 start time. We got the Miami Heat taking on the Pistons. Let me just say before we start this NBA card, it's not an easy one either. This NBA card is pretty tough tonight. It truly is. I see one spot when it comes to a side that I absolutely love, and that's it. All right, so we got the Heat taking on the Pistons. So we got the Heat coming in laying 4.5 points here. You got the Pistons getting 4.5 points. You got a total pretty low total here. We got a lot of low totals tonight. I mean a lot of low totals. There's only one total tonight that I think is like massive, and I think that's the Raptors game. All these other totals are just extremely low. So we got the Heat and the Pistons, total of a 219 locked up on both sides. You can catch the Heat at a minus 185. You can catch the Pistons at a plus 154. Uh I'm not laying the points and I'm not taking the points. I know it's a juicy play here, but only way I can go in this game is Heat money line. It's the only way. The Heat have really been balling stupid in the last week. I don't know what's gotten into this team, but they are just playing pretty good basketball right now. They're on a 4 game win streak after beating the piss out of the Lakers. The Lake Show just did not show. I mean, the Heat really embarrassed them. But they've also been the Heat's been beating up on these teams. I mean, dude, they beat the Cavs, they beat the Suns. Um, who else? Oh, the Raptors. They beat the Raptors. And then they beat the Lakers. That's the four win streak right there. Um, so all them games were at home. So now here they are on the road on a massive winning streak, and they're laying 4.5 points. Now I tend to not back the Heat at home. Obviously they just balled crazy at home. But now here they are on the road laying too many points. In my opinion, I think this could come down to a bucket. Either way you slice it. But there's one big trend that really keeps me on the Heat money line here, and that is the Pistons have lost 31 home games versus the Eastern Conference against teams that held a winning record. 31. So the Pistons have lost 31 straight home games against teams in the Eastern Conference that were holding winning records. That is the one thing that kept me off of the Pistons plus the points. So I like the Heat money line at a minus 185 as a parlay piece. And I also like Bam's PRA tonight. I think it's the only way to go in this game is either you find you a decent prop and you take the Heat money line. So maybe parlay Heat money line and dumb down Bam's PRA. But other than that, I don't know where else to go in this game. But that's where I'm at for this one, man. Heat money line and Bam's PRA. All right, we got the 76ers. We got the 76ers taking on the Hornets. So it looks like the 76ers are a road favorite here, bro. Oh my God. We got another really low total at a 218.5. You can catch the Sixers at a minus 135. Hornets plus 2.5 at a plus 114. There is nothing that makes me want to back the 76ers here as a road favorite. Nothing. Give me the Hornets here on the money line. I'll take the points here. The only thing that I will look at on the 76ers is Paul George. That is it. I like Paul George's points and assists a lot tonight. His numbers against the Hornets stand out. Out of everything out of this game, Paul George's numbers against the Hornets is what really stands out to me. But the Hornets as a home dog, they already lost to the 76ers twice this year, right? So this is a big home revenge game looking for a bounce back. I mean, I love these home revenge spots in the NBA. And that's what this is. 76ers are going to be without McCain. And let's be fair, man. I know I say it all the time. Maxey is the face of the 76ers. Embiid ain't shit. Embiid is a good player, but he's out. Okay? Maxey, he has not been all that, right? Maxey has not been that guy that we can really rely on him to put him on their back recently. It's been McCain. I mean, let's be real, man. McCain's been one of the best players on the 76ers, and he's not playing in this game. No Embiid, no McCain, no go, bro. I like the Hornets here. They might even be getting LaMelo back tonight. The Hornets might even get LaMelo back tonight. And this line, moving the way it did, he's back. So give me the Hornets plus the 114 outright home win here. Sixers are not going to beat the Hornets 3 times this year. I don't see it happening. I like the Hornets here outright. And like I said, Paul George, points and assists. He likes to play against the Hornets. I don't know why, but his numbers look incredibly good. I like his points and assists tonight. We got the Cavaliers taking on the Nets. We got the Cavaliers taking on the Nets. This is one of the bigger spreads of the night. You got the Cavaliers laying 10.5 points. You got the Nets getting 10.5 points with a total set at a 215. This is what makes that game so tough for me. Is such a low total with such a big spread. Now, don't get me wrong. I know we're talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers here. Um, they are actually tied right now with the Raptors for being the best covering team in the NBA. Now, we know the Cavs are just a big public favorite. Everyone loves them, and for good reason. They make you money and they play incredibly well. They're a great team. But because of that, we are starting to see them. I mean, look at their last game. We are starting to see the Cavs really start to be overpriced and overvalued. And the Nets, I mean, I don't know, man. It wouldn't surprise me if the Cavs won this game by 20, but it wouldn't surprise me if they won this game by 8 either. So it's like it's a game I can't touch, man. I'm gonna tell y'all I lean the Cavaliers here, but it's not my favorite play on the board. It's a game I'm definitely not touching. I don't really love any props in this game neither. If I were to go to something in this game, I mean maybe Mitchell, right? I mean, it looks like he's hit in his last 8 games. Wait, no, I take that back. His last 8 road games against the Nets, he has hit 25 or more points. That's a big trend. You're getting his 25 tonight at a plus 115. So that would be the only game I like to go there. We also know the Cavaliers have won 15 of their last 17 games against losing teams with a losing record. And that's exactly what the Nets are. So I don't know, man. Mess with this game if you want to. I say Mitchell is probably the only look. You don't have to take his 25. Obviously, you could take his regular point spread. I mean, but the 25 is at plus money, and he's done it in 8 straight games on the road against the Nets. I think the value's there. All right. Let's see what else we got here. My Chargers have been horrible. We got this is a game I like a lot tonight. This is one of my favorite games of the night when it comes to the NBA. I like the Raptors. I mean, this line is 0 cents to me. Uh, it's actually the reason why I'm kind of scared to give it out as a VIP. Because I don't know why the Bulls are favored here. I mean, I really don't, man. The Raptors are at home, getting 2 points, plus 110 on the money line. They are tied to be the best covering team in the NBA, and we're getting 2 points with them at home. I mean, how do we not back them? I mean, the Raptors, if you're in my VIP, you guys know two things that we do a lot this year. Backing the Raptors and backing what